and welcome to our Rugby World Cup update. The ABSA Red Bus, ABSA member of Barclays, is parked at the All England Lawn Tennis Club. It is home to the Wimbledon Championships. It's so good to be in your company. The championships are 138 years old, and in that history there are South Africans woven into it. Not when it comes to winning a singles title, because no South African has yet won a singles men's or women's championship. But when it comes to doubles and mixed doubles, we certainly have had some champions, some that have won it 2 times. Some of those 2 times winners include Liesl Huber, Eric Sturgis, and then we of course have a man that won a total of 5 titles here at Wimbledon, and that was Fru Macmillan. He won 3 doubles titles and 2 mixed doubles titles. Good to be in your company this morning. Speaking about winning things, we still have the Springboks that have the opportunity to win a bronze medal at the Rugby World Cup. They go up against Argentina come Friday. You'll be able to watch that match on SABC2, starting with the build-up at 9:30. 10 o'clock is the kickoff. Now, I hear some people are tisking, what does the losers final actually mean? What does the match for 3rd place really mean? Well, there's a very good reason why the Springboks are focusing in on the game. Our team correspondent, Simon Burke, tells us more.
The disappointment of the weekend has subsided and the Springboks have regrouped, and now 3 becomes the magic number this week as they're playing for 3rd place in the Rugby World Cup. They're also playing for 3rd place in the world rankings, both them and Argentina.
There's a need for the players to be focused, and there's a need for the players to really come out and treat it like a normal test game. Argentina is certainly if you turn up without the right attitude against Argentina, then they will punish you. And for us, it's the last test of the year. I'm looking forward to Friday night. I think it'll be, if we can put it on the icing on the cake. It's not the final, which we all hoped for. We've put our heart and souls into the last 6 months with the Boks. Right back from the start of the year, we've given everything, and the players have given everything. We couldn't have asked for more. So for us, 3rd would be acceptable.
Heineke Meyer has gone on record as saying that the losers final is a bit like kissing your sister. But thankfully, the players and the coaching staff don't agree. At least they're not saying that in front of the media. I'm Simon Burke, bringing you the latest from the Springbok camp.
And this is our magnificent view of London's twinkling lights. And this is the view from the balcony at the All England Lawn Tennis Club, the home of Wimbledon Championships. Let's get you up to speed with some other news from the Rugby World Cup as we do look ahead to the 3rd place playoff as well as the final. Former South African captain and 2007 World Cup winning centre Jean de Villiers has joined Leicester Tigers. De Villiers, who announced his international retirement after suffering a broken jaw in the World Cup victory over Samoa, will arrive at Welford Road in December to start with last season's Premiership semi-finalists. Then Prince Harry, who is the honorary president of the tournament, will present the Webb Ellis Cup at the Rugby World Cup 2015 final come Saturday. Prince Harry will join World Rugby Chairman Bernard Lapasset and RFU President Jason Leonard to present the new world champions with their trophy. Either it'll be New Zealand or Australia. And then with the world's biggest rugby prize about to be contested, the sport is entering into its awards season, and the nominees for the IRPA Try of the Year have been announced. It features players from New Zealand, France, Wales, Japan and Tonga. No South Africans on the list. However, we have had 3 previous winners, and there they are. Last year's winner, Francois Hougaard, Brian Abane in 2012 and Jacques Fourie back in 2009. We will be showing you a look at those different nominees for the Try of the Year, so stay right where you are. We'll be back after the break.
The road to greatness is not an easy one. It's rough, tough, and full of barriers. And there's only one way to master it. Never, ever stop. Dauntless, the all-new Audi Q7.
Welcome back aboard the ABSA Red Bus. ABSA, a member of Barclays. As promised, it's time now to take a look at those nominees for the IRPA Try of the Year. Now, we may not have any South Africans, but there was a South African that was on the panel that actually decided on which 6 tries should make it into the final list, and that was Stefan Blanche. So he was a part of the Brains Trust that selected out these 6 different tries. Take a look, because that panel did a very, very good job. Thankfully, we won't have to vote on it.
Still good enough to win the line-out. It's been very good, the Japanese line-out. Here we go, Matsushima! Japan! Goromaru!
Driving forward, it's Tonga Ulihan. Kurt Morak, the New Zealand-born fly half. And Tonga away over halfway here. Down the left wing, Vaylen running forward, and Tonga will get the early score.
You can hear the call from Sabea. Now some room for Canada. The spin. Oh, brilliant ball to Sabea! This is magnificent from the All Blacks. And Carter calmly puts it high. Ben Smith with the chase. And he's got it, Ben Smith. Spinning's gone down in a heap. Brilliant take, and now the French are in all sorts of trouble. Talent, and it goes to Sabia. See you later. Morgan. Good hands by Tipperick. Lovely hands by Tipperick to Morgan. Tyler Morgan back inside to Alan Amos to Justin Tipperick. And that's what we wanted to see all game.
To Clisson. Spinning. Milmos. Good change of feet. Makai Tahi. 1 against 1. Mike Brown. Makai Tahi. Gets the ball away. Vassal. Gulati.
Yeah, certainly not going to be easy to choose just one try that gets that accolade for Try of the Year at the World Rugby Awards come Sunday. And you know who's going to be left to vote? It's going to be the guests at the actual award ceremony. They're going to put in their vote, and then they're going to see which try has got the most votes, and that's how they're going to choose the Try of the Year. So I've made my way outside of our ABSA Red Bus, and I'm standing on the balcony, and I get a really good view from up here, because beyond this wall here on the right-hand side, that is where court number 18 is. That's where over 11 hours we had Isna and Mahut play one tennis match. It is officially the world's longest tennis match, and there aren't many plaques around the All England Lawn Tennis Club commemorating the different feats that have happened at this ground, but there is one out there saying that this is the court where history was made, the world's longest tennis match. And then just at the back is court number 1, and you'll remember earlier on this year we had South Africa's very own Kevin Anderson over 2 days push world number 1 Novak Djokovic over 5 sets in that 4th round battle. He eventually lost, not making it through to the quarterfinals, but it certainly had us on the edge of our seats. Now, walking around the grounds, all of those wonderful tennis memories come flooding back of Wimbledon, but it's really when you actually go to the museum that you are left in awe. Take a look at this.
we were founded as a croquet club. Tennis was invented in 1874, by which time the club had existed for 6 years. But we adopted tennis just a year later. And then we held the first gentlemen's tournament in 1877, which is the oldest gentlemen's tournament in the world. And then the first ladies' tournament in 1884, which is the oldest ladies' tournament in the world. So yes, I mean, ourselves in tennis, we've been closely linked right since the very beginning. We kept the lawns flat using something we call the pony roller, which is a big garden roller that was pulled by a horse. And in 1877 the pony roller broke, and it was going to cost £10 to fix it, and the club couldn't afford it. So they held a tournament for gentlemen. They raised just over £17, and because they had a bit of a profit, they thought, well, let's do it again next year. And so the world's greatest championship exists because the pony roller broke. Well, the gentlemen wore the same clothes as they wore for cricket, so white was always common for them. The ladies realised that when they were running around on a warm summer's day, if they wore a patterned fabric, then they got awful sweat marks, and of course they didn't look very appealing when they came off court. But if they wore white, then it doesn't show the sweat as badly. So that was why you wore white for tennis. It's because when you came off court you would still look quite attractive, and to a certain extent for the middle class younger people it was about getting to know each other and the potential of future relationships. So they wanted to look appealing when they came off court. We have the original trophies. As soon as the tournament is over, they come back into the museum, both the doubles trophies and the singles trophies, and so they're absolutely vital for us. But people come because they're interested in fine art, or they're interested in old artefacts, or sometimes because they're enthusiasts about the modern players. And really, to a certain extent, the museum has a really good spread of the older stuff, the Art Deco, the Victorian things, but also the donations right up until Djokovic's and Serena's clothes from 2015. So we're reflecting the modern sport, but we're also showing how Wimbledon and tennis came about and became a global sport almost instantly.
Well, no such problem with getting £10 to fix a bit of faulty equipment these days. The men's and women's champions of 2015 got £1.88 million after they won. Novak Djokovic and Serena Williams did, the 2015 Wimbledon champions. Let's turn our attention back to rugby and the issue of the final between New Zealand and Australia. Experts are already saying, despite the fact that these are two teams that have got wonderful creative players, they enjoy a running game, we may actually see a game that's very, very tactical come Saturday, where tackling is going to play a major role. So before we wrap up the show, we've compiled a look at some of the best tackles that we've enjoyed so far at the Rugby World Cup. And there's 160 more minutes left of Rugby World Cup 2015 action. So that means we can expect some more big hits. The ABSA Red Bus, ABSA member of Barclays, is on the move once again. We're going to be leaving Wimbledon. We're going back to the centre of London. And we're going to be parked outside of the iconic Tower Bridge. It's a symbol that's probably featured on every tourist snow globe for the last 40 years. And that's where the ABSA bus is going to be tomorrow. Until then, goodbye.